Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk to you about a movie I just got through watching. And the movie is called Andie the Great. And it stars, I'm going to butcher her name again. How do you say it? It's Matria Scar-Wiener? That's how you say it? Yeah, something like that. So yeah, she starred in it and she produced in it. And just like with the Shall We Play movie, I would have never watched this if she wasn't in it. Then I found out Jessica McLeod was in it. I'm like, woohoo! Both of them are in it. So like, I'm definitely excited. Because it's kind of like when you become a fan of somebody, like you always want them to succeed. You always want to see them in more stuff. And when people actually have talent, you actually want to watch them. Like it just bugs the crap out of me when I see these reality stars or like people who like make sex tapes and they have like no talent but they're like super famous. That like pisses me off. So I'm happy to see that these two are getting work. I'm happy to see that they're actually, getting there and stuff. This appears to be like an indie movie. That's what it appears to be. I'm not really into indie movies at all. I remember when I was in college, there was this girl I was trying to be friends with, and we was talking for a good while, and then she got pissed off at me and stopped talking to me because I didn't know what an indie movie was in my 20s and stuff. I mean, like if you don't know, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just used to watching like blockbuster type movies and stuff. And all because of that, like she was like one of them type of like hipster, artsy type people, and she just got pissed and just straight up stopped talking to me and stuff. And so yeah, I'm not really in the indie movies, but that one Jennifer Lawrence movie where she was trying to find and bury her dad, and she was like really pouring that movie. That was a good movie. This movie was cute. Like it was a really nice movie. It was a whole lot better than Shall We Play and stuff. I do not like Shall We Play. But yeah, this movie was just like a million times better than that one in terms of like pacing, music, and acting, and casting and stuff like that. Matria's acting in this thing was perfect. Oh my freaking God. I've been waiting to see her in a role like something like this where it's just like boom, you know what I'm saying? Because like I haven't seen her in much, but the things I have seen her in, she's not a background character, like she's in it, but she mostly plays like a sibling or a friend, and she's relegated to being like behind people, and she plays like these shy, timid characters who like barely say anything. And so that's always been bugging me because I've been wanting to see her like in more stuff. And so when I watched Shall We Play, I was like, yeah, I finally get to see her do something, but I'm just like, oh, I just wasn't feeling that, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't feeling that movie. But this movie, man, like her acting was just great. She needs an award. That's what she needs. And of course, Jessica McLeod. I keep wanting to say McLeod. I'm thinking of Highlander, man. Oh, I miss Highlander. I need to watch that again. Anyway, but yeah, but her acting was good, like as always and stuff. But she didn't have a big role in this, and she really didn't have a big role in Shall We Play. She mainly just played like the best friend again. And it's nice to see that those two look out for each other and get each other roles and stuff. Because Hollywood is cutthroat, man. Like casting director would just pass by actual talent just for like whatever. See, when I read that she was a college dropout and that she would be navigating through life, I would assume she would have like all these obstacles and things weren't really working out for her, and she's really going through like the motions of life and how hard it could be when she's in the adult world. You know what I'm saying? Because when you are in college, everything is like different. So I assumed like it'll be like that. And it really wasn't like at all. And it kind of didn't get that way for her until the last 20 minutes of the movies. And when it did, things just got wrapped up very quickly. There was no longevity to her obstacles. There was no like gravitas to them. And it's just like that was my main problem with this movie. It was just the writing and stuff. Also, I mean, she's in every scene, but when I was watching this movie, I actually didn't even really realize she was the lead. I actually thought this one male character was like the lead because he had like he was in a lot of scenes too, and there was a lot going on with him. And there was a big revelation with him. Like, he confesses to her. He decided after all these years, he's finally ready to come out, you know? And this was like a big moment for him, and he wanted to tell her. And when he came out to her, he came out as straight. Never heard that one before. I remember when I heard him say, I was like, am I being punked? I'm watching a spoof. Because, like, normally a person comes out, they come out as, like, some part of the LGBT, they don't come out as straight. So that was kind of funny. I had to laugh at that part. But basically, with him, what it was that I think they said something about like he has Asperger's or something like that. And so like people kind of always made fun of him because he wasn't good at sports and he was kind of awkward, stuff like that. So he decided to get people off his back by just saying he was gay. And if he was saying he was gay, people would leave him alone because if they would have messed with him, he would be a homophobe. You know what I'm saying? Or no, they would be a homophobe and stuff. And so I guess like he was hanging out with his cousin. I think he said his cousin was 12, and his cousin came out. So he just started acting like his cousin, and people left him alone. So for like 20 something years, people just thought he was gay. So, it reminds me of Easy A when that one male character was gay. He pretended to be straight, and then after that, he left the entire movie. That's what that reminds me of. But yeah, like my only real true complaint with this entire movie was just the writing. Like I didn't feel like the plot was strong enough. It just didn't feel like she was navigating through life. She was just going through the motions of life. You wake up, um, you go about your day, you interact with people, then you go home, and then you interact with your family, or if you had that, and then you just go to sleep. Like that's really what it was. You know what I'm saying? So it just like there was really nothing too bad that really happened to her. It was just like this. She was just like there in life. You know what I'm saying? Like okay, I'll give you some examples. So she's hanging out with her friends who she hasn't saw in a long time, and they're all reconnecting and stuff. And then she's hanging out with her one dude friend, and he was talking about how like he was always high in high school, and everybody who was older than him, like teachers and stuff, they were talking about how they knew he was high. That's why I thought he was the main character. There was more emphasis on him in the early part of the movie than it was her and stuff. And so, like, yeah, so she's hanging out with him, and he's having like his first drink, and then they interact with this these twins that are like an older they're like I don't know probably like in the 60s something like that, and they're hanging out with them, and they was hilarious. And then it goes from that to when she was home, and then I think she overheard some man's conversation, so she tried to hook this older man who's in his 40s with her guy friend I was telling you about who's in his 20s. And the man in his 40s was pissed because one, he's married, two, he's going through like a rocky time in his marriage, three, she overheard his conversation, and four, he is not gay. But he's her mom's client. And so he told the mom, and the mom, well, let's put a pin in that later. So anyway, so then that's when the whole confession of the coming out, him being straight, came out. And then she kisses him like passionately, and then she stops, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sorry." But then they start kissing again. Then they start making out. So apparently she had a crush on him, and that just came out of the blue because she hangs out with him like they're pretty good friends, but there was really no indication that she loved him. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, they're making out, and they went someplace near her house, and they're getting ready to do it. But then her dad walks in, and he's like, whoop, and then he leaves. So then the guy gets like upset, and he decides to apologize to her dad. This kind of annoys her because she's like, it's not necessary and stuff like that. So after that, um, like I said before, her mom is pissed because of the client dude. So her mom tells her, you know what? since you're now living back with us because you dropped out of college and you're in the real world, it's time for you to get a job, and it's time for you to start paying me rent. You're gonna be paying me $100 every Friday starting this Friday. And this was, like I said, towards the end of the movie, like the last 20 minutes or so. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, then it's finally gonna kick up. We're gonna see her navigate through life in 20 minutes. But then here's the problem with that. She doesn't struggle. She doesn't struggle to look for like a job or nothing like that. Cause her dad just ups and gives her a job at where he's working at. So it's kind of like that's not being responsible. Like I wanted to see her struggle. I wanted to relate with her. Like anybody who's ever been through college and try to look for a job and it's hard to find, and no matter what age you are, like that's a big thing. You know what I'm saying? So that would have been nice to see that throughout this entire movie. And I feel like that right then and there should have been the entire focus of the movie. Her struggling to find a job and having to deal with her parents and stuff. That would have made for a much more dramatic type movie and stuff. But it's just like she's up and giving a job within a couple of seconds. So there was no longevity to that. And so then the thing with her and that guy, she decides that she's just gonna call it off. Like she wasn't ready for all what was about to happen between them two, especially when she was hot and heavy and she was wanting some, and then he decided to be like the gentleman and apologize to her father. That kind of just like turned her off, and she decided to just like screw it, you know what I'm saying? And so with that whole relationship, that's just it. They still remain friends and buddy buddy and they hang out, but nothing becomes of them. So it's kind of like that would have been nice to see, like some nice drama and stuff, but that didn't happen. Then there's the whole cat thing. She has a cat that she holds the early parts of this movie. She found the cat. And then as they're randomly walking somewhere, a lady is jogging. And then the ladies are like, oh my God, that's my cat. And so she proved it because, she has a picture on her screensaver on her cell phone. So then she has to give the cat back to the lady, and she's heartbroken by this. She's very sad. She doesn't want to do this. She loves that cat after only knowing it for like maybe a couple of weeks, probably. And then so I'm like, okay, so that's that. But then that gets resolved really fast because the next day, that guy I was telling you about, he went back to that lady and stole the cat and gave it back to her, and she kept it. So it's kind of like there was no weight to that because it got resolved within just the next day. And the only reason why he stole it because the lady has like 6 cats and she keeps almost losing them. So he figured, she won't really recognize this cat if he's missing. And it's just kind of like it would have had something nicer to sink your teeth into. And then after that, she just talks to her family, talks to her dad, and then she's back at her job, and because he works at like a theater play, and they setting things up, and so the play starts, and then there's kind of like a character that kind of looks like her, so I guess it was kind of like based off her or something. I don't know, and then it just ends, and it's just like that's it. I'm just like, that's not navigating through life because everything was just handed to you. Like you didn't have to struggle. And so I don't know if this was like based off a true story or just a made up story or based off of true events, but like, just loosely based or like what. But yeah, that's just like basically just the movie. So where it is a cute and quaint movie, you can just watch it and just like relax and have a good time. It's just the writing like really got to me. Like I was expecting more. Like what I'm saying, especially seeing it was like an hour and a half, and it just really wasn't. And then her best friend, Jessica Malloy character, she's like I said, she's barely in the movie, and it's like she hasn't seen that girl in a long time, and it's just like she's only in like 2 scenes, and like that's it. Oh, and she has a sister, but the sister is just doing her own thing, and sometimes the movie will focus on the sister doing her own thing out of the blue and took you out of place, and it's just like, why is it doing that? And then this is really it. And so, but when that character at the end looked like her at the play, I'm just like, could this be? Did the dad just have them write like to play based off his daughter's life or something, or like, I don't get it. So, but like I said before, it's a cute, quaint little movie, and like Matria, she acted her butt off in this movie. So I was really happy and proud of her and stuff. And so it's like, yeah, I'm just hoping to God, like, or Hollywood and what do they call Hollywood and Canton? I think they call it Hollywood North, I think. I guess because it's north of here. But yeah, I hope they start taking like an interest in her and start casting her and stuff. I know she was in Imaginary Mary or whatever that thing was called, but I was not gonna watch that. That little puppet thing looked creepy. Plus, something like Imaginary Mary, that's about like 2, 3 decades ago. Like you don't see stuff like that for a reason. And this time and era, you know what I'm saying? That shit came out back in the Alf days or something. But yes, Hollywood, take notice of Matria. Is that how you say her name? Lord, jeez, I have no idea. Anyway, take notice of her. She can act. She has great hair. And she is cute as a button. All right. Alrighty. Well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.